What's up, guys? It's Chris here to talk about the most anticipated fight going down this year in boxing. And no, it's not Mayweather Pacquiao. Not for me, at least. It's Lucas Matthysse versus Ruslan Provodnikov. Obviously, this isn't going to be a bigger fight financially than Mayweather Pacquiao, but I think it's a safe bet to say that it's probably going to be more entertaining. Maybe. I mean, on paper, it sure as hell seems like it would be, at least at this stage. We'll see. Anyways, for this fight, obviously I'm looking forward to it because it's based on a style matchup, but also, as I mentioned in my previous video, Lucas Matthysse is one of my favorite fighters in the sport, one of the few fighters I actually root for. I'm actually, I guess, a fan of. And Provodnikov, it's one of those fighters like must-see TV, kind of like Golovkin and Kovalev, I guess, guys that bring the violence pretty much every time out. And same with Matthysse, so put these two in the same ring, and I don't see how it can't be an entertaining, just all-out war. Matthysse, he's coming off that. Well, he's not. He actually had a quick TKO in his last fight. But before that, he had that fight with Molina. Was fight of the year by many last year. Surprised he got dropped twice in that fight. Although I don't think he was really hurt either time. Not really badly hurt, but still he did get dropped by Molina. Although Molina does got a big punch, if not much else. And of course, he had that loss to Danny Garcia. A fight I still can't believe they lost to Danny Garcia. But he did. And as for Provodnikov, he's coming off a win, I believe, over Jose Luis Castillo, of all people. But he had that loss to Algieri, and of course he had the loss of Bradley. The Bradley fight, he did far better in that fight than I think most people anticipated he would. The Algieri fight, debatable. I think you can score it for Provodnikov depending on what you like in a fight, as we saw with this past weekend's Peterson-Garcia fight. The scores with that one are all over the place from fans. As far as this one, obviously anticipated to be a war. A lot of people are saying it may come down to who's more durable. That could be, who can take the other's punches better. In that regards, though, I think Provodnikov is more likely to get stopped. Not saying Matthysse necessarily hits harder, but Provodnikov's face is more likely to get sliced up. In my opinion, of the two, I think he has more scar tissue, so he could be losing on cuts or on swelling. I think that'd be more likely to happen than Matthysse getting stopped that way. That said, I honestly think this fight comes down to, which guy do you think would survive better in prison? Is that saying the same thing as who's more durable? I don't know. But if these guys were stuck in prison, in some crazy prison with no rules or regulations, who do you think would be more likely to survive? Because it may come down to who is just the tougher of the two. Not just physically, but mentally as well. I actually saw some moments of doubt in Matthysse in the Garcia fight. I don't know about the Molina fight, but definitely the Garcia fight. I haven't really seen that from Provodnikov. He's been frustrated in fights, yes, but have I seen self-doubt in him? Not really. So certainly got that going for him. Stature-wise, these guys are pretty much the same. It's hard to say who hits harder. It's hard to say who takes a better shot, in my opinion. Although I guess he would favor Provodnikov in that regards. Probably, he hasn't been knocked down, at least not to my knowledge, not that I can recall. More likely to get the stoppage via KO? I would say Provodnikov. Better boxer of the two? I would say Matthysse, but Matthysse ain't Chris Algieri. He's not going to be sitting there sticking and moving all night. It's just not going to happen. Plus, he doesn't have the speed to really do that to keep away from Provodnikov. Hopefully, it's a small ring. Where neither of these guys have any room to run, even if they wanted to, although I doubt they'll want to, but hopefully it's a small ring and these guys are just forced to trade, or at least for the most part, have heated exchanges. That said, this is a really close fight to call, man. I'm a Matthysse fan, and I'm going to slightly favor him in this fight, but I think he actually can win, like I said, by cuts or by swelling. I don't think this fight's going to go the distance. I'll be surprised, but not shocked if it does. You never know what's going to happen in this sport. Sometimes fights you think are going to be can't miss don't turn out to be that way, and some that you think are skippable end up being ones that you regret not tuning into. So you never know. But I'd be surprised if it goes to the distance. I'm going to slightly favor Matthysse. If it goes to the decision, I definitely think Matthysse will win. But I don't know. It's crazy because I don't think it's going to go to a decision. But I think Provodnikov is more likely to get the KO. Yet I'm picking Matthysse. So go figure. Anyways, want to hear your guys' thoughts on this fight. Who do you think is going to win, and how or why, and who do you want to win? Do you have a favorite, or is it just like you hope to see a good fight and you don't really care who wins? Anyways, that's it for now. Link to Twitter in the information as always. Until next time, I'm out.